It's a new year with many people now thinking about eating less, but be sure your body is still getting the vitamins it needs. Dr. Freda Lewis-Hall, Chief Medical Officer of Pfizer, is back to help answer your questions, and this is our very first one.
Hi, docs. I wanted to know, how do I know if I need a vitamin supplement?
Vitamin supplements are usually only necessary if you happen to be low in a particular vitamin, so obviously talk to your doctor to see if you might benefit.
Yes, and people who really want to check, maybe those who are on a modified diet, for example, vegetarian, vegan, people who are on low-calorie diets, women who are pregnant, nursing, they really want to talk to their doctors to make sure that they're getting all the nutrition that they need in order to stay healthy. The other thing is people who are over the age of 50, a lot of people don't know that as we age, our body's ability to absorb certain vitamins decreases. So it's important to check to see if you need supplements.
The best way to get nutrients is to eat a well-balanced diet, including plenty of those good old-fashioned fruits and vegetables, but most of us aren't doing that. 74% of people in the U.S. don't get their recommended servings of fruit. A whopping 87% don't eat all the vegetables they should. So we're going to start off with A. We need vitamin A to help us maintain healthy skin, reproduction, and eyesight. If you don't get enough of this vitamin, you may even have trouble seeing at night. And these foods are good sources of vitamin A.
And then moving on to B. So there are 8 B vitamins, but I really want to talk about 2 right now. The first one is B9. This one is particularly important for women of childbearing years. Why? Because B9, also referred to as folate or folic acid, may reduce the risk of birth defects in children. The other one that I want to mention is B12. This one is particularly important to the central nervous system and also in the development of red blood cells. So low or deficient B12 may lead to some types of anemia, and that can leave you tired and weak.
Well, meat does contain B12. People who don't consume animal products are at risk of a deficiency. If you're a vegetarian, you can find B12 in the foods that you see here. For people over 60, a B12 deficiency can lead to everything from depression to dementia, even mental impairment. We do now, though, have a question from an audience member coming from Sarah. Sarah, what's your question?
I'm a personal trainer, so I have an interest in health and fitness, and I was wondering, can I take too much of a vitamin?
There are 2 types of vitamins, fat-soluble and water-soluble. Now, the fat-soluble vitamins like A and D, they're actually stored in your fat and in liver. So accumulating too many of them can be damaging. It's important to know the recommended dosages and to stick with those. Water-soluble vitamins don't usually store up. This would be B's and C's, for example. You'll take those in, and then what happens to them, the ones you don't need, get excreted through your kidney. But it's still important to know the correct dosage for you and to stick with those, because even good things, there can be too much of.
And we do have a question from a viewer about vitamin C.
Hi, docs. When I feel a cold coming on, should I take more vitamin C?
Contrary to popular belief, there is little or no benefit from vitamin C supplementation for preventing the common cold, but adequate amounts of vitamin C do promote a healthy immune system as well as healthy teeth, gums, even help the healing of wounds. And that brings us to vitamin D, which also plays an important role in helping us absorb calcium.
It's not only a vitamin, it's also a hormone. And D is the vitamin that's made in your skin by absorbing sunlight. It's particularly important for women who are at risk for osteoporosis because of the role that it plays in calcium absorption and protecting our bones.
And we do have one more question. Andrea from Chicago tweeted, if we get vitamin D from the sun, how do we know if we're deficient? Look, if you're worried about being deficient, ask your healthcare provider for a simple blood test and be sure to let them know of any changes in your diet to make sure you're not cutting out the essentials.
Absolutely. And for more information, you can go to gethealthystayhealthy.com. And while you're there, you can sign up for our newsletter.
Doc, thanks so much as always. Love having you on. We'll be right back, everyone.